Welcome everyone to HueFin News. Today is December the 15th, 2017, and this is our daily cryptocurrency market analysis where we are giving you the news according to the charts. And if you guys haven't known by now, we do this by just interpreting the price bars and the volume because it holds so much information about the particular security you're looking at, and we are the one who deciphers what these price bars and the volume means on the price chart to show you where price is likely to be headed. We are not investment advisors and we are not giving you investment advice. So let's get right on into it. You guys can see that the market cap continues to increase. $536.5 billion. Yesterday it was at 519. Bitcoin dominance continues to increase. It continues to increase, and then the next day decreases, decreases. So it just goes to show you that everyone in the market is not on one accord. Some people think that Bitcoin is too expensive, others think that it's too cheap. So that's why we continue to get the dominance for Bitcoin to vary. But either way, Bitcoin did end the day higher, up 7.02, and we forecasted that on our video yesterday, saying that Bitcoin can make all-time highs on today, given the amount of volatility that is pertinent throughout the cryptocurrency space. But also, you guys can see that Ethereum is down 0.79, Bitcoin Cash as well as down 6.47. Ripple is down 11.15. Litecoin is up 8.5%. IOTA as well, up 6.5%. Dash is down 3.76. Cardano almost 0.80% down. NEM and Bitcoin Gold both are down. Monero also is down as well. So, and NEO down almost 8%. So this goes to show you that the market overall for the major cryptocurrencies very slightly more down than ending the day higher. One of the things that we did in our video yesterday was the fact that the bar that we was analyzing has not been completed. And after we concluded with our analysis and we uploaded the video to YouTube, the market has given us a precursor, a weakness, a push to go down bar. And we told you guys that the market for some of these altcoins was reaching an area of resistance, and prior to the bar ending, we told you that if the market can break through that resistance, that it is expected that the market will move lower, and that's exactly what occurred on today early on in trading. So let's go ahead and get into it. You guys can see that Bitcoin is up 6.32%. Last trade was at $17,450, and it's becoming like a broken record for Bitcoin to be making all-time highs. Today, it's the same. Bitcoin made all-time highs today, according to Bitfinex. Up $18,111 today was the high for Bitcoin. You guys can tell on the daily price chart that we have received stockpile on today's bar, but the volume is awfully healthy today for Bitcoin. And one of the things that is a positive sign is the fact that the bar did close above the high, the previous high of Bitcoin. Okay, so we're going to move into a smaller time frame to see how much stockpile is going to come on the bar for Bitcoin on tomorrow's trading. So definitely we can automatically see that in or around $17,200 is where we can see Bitcoin coming to find support. That is going to be that first area of support, but ultimately if it cannot hold around 17,002, then the market can definitely come. I'll move it to a 1 hour bar. I think we can see a lot better. So definitely we can see about 17,250 in or around that area is the first area of support. And if not that, then it's going to be 17,000. Okay. And if not that, then 16,750 will be one of the ultimate places for Bitcoin to come and find support. But we're looking at the 1 hour price chart, and you guys can see that the market is still trying to maintain price above 17,400. If the market cannot stay above 17,400, then definitely Bitcoin is going to come down to 17,002. Moving it back to a 3-hour chart, I want to see what we're looking like on that one. So looking at this chart, 3-hour chart for Bitcoin, the market has given us a consumption type bar, which is a probable precursors of strength, but it's not 100% precursors of strength, because we need this bar to give us confirmation of the market participants being in line with the buyers rather than the sellers. So if this bar does not close above this close, then the market for Bitcoin will continue to move lower, and we have given you those price areas for Bitcoin to come and find support. But currently, right now, the best thing that Bitcoin is going to do is trade sideways. We would need to wait to get the confirmation before we actually would give you a direction in where Bitcoin is going to be headed. Okay, but one of the things that we do like to see is the fact that the market try to come back up towards the high of this bar after it has consumed all of the stockpile that came in on this bar. So the market is still trying to maintain price at this area. But if the volume is not going to be backing the move in this area, this price area, then expect Bitcoin to continue to fall. So given the fact that Bitcoin is not giving us a definite direction and where it wants to go on a smaller time frame, the best that we're going to say currently is that it's going to trade sideways. And we gave you the lower support areas that Bitcoin can come and trade, and anything higher than the high from today is also in play. Okay, and that's one of the things you guys need to realize when we're doing our market analysis and when you're trying to enter and exit trades, is that every chart you look at doesn't mean that you need to actually participate in the move. And this would have been one of these cases to where we would not be trying to find an entry point in Bitcoin at this time, because we don't have a true definite sign of Bitcoin trying to move higher. We have slight hints of Bitcoin wanting to move higher, but right now we don't have that definite sign to say that Bitcoin is going to move higher. So now we're going to go to Ethereum. So Ethereum is down 1.18%. Last trade $678.70. So Ethereum could not maintain price. We knew that the market gave us stockpile on yesterday's trading. So this trading for today, this particular widespread down bar, should have been expected, and it was. And the market still closed lower than the close from yesterday. But the market has given us a precursors of strength on top of the market closing lower than the close of yesterday. So it's kind of still a battle between the buyers and the sellers. But obviously you guys can tell that the buyers are trying to maintain price around that $677 area, and we should get a clearer picture moving down to a smaller time frame. So this is a 3-hour chart for Ethereum. So if Ethereum cannot come and maintain price where it's currently trading, then expect it to come back down to $660 or even back down to $640. But given the fact that we had this major push to go down bar and the buyer was on this bar and the market sustained itself ever since then, and we had stockpile on this bar and the volume has been decreasing on the following bars, we're still expecting Ethereum to move higher. And the next high is going to be back up to that $700 area. And let me move it to a 1-hour bar to see how high it can go. So the next area definitely is going to be around $700. And if we could get a push to go a bar, we're looking for Ethereum to at least come back to $710. Okay, that's going to be the next area of resistance that Ethereum will have to try to break through. And if the market cannot hold 670, then expect it to at least come all the way back down to 640 or even $650. Okay, we definitely have a lot of support around 660 though. So I definitely want to put that in your mind as well. But we're still looking for Ethereum to be moving higher. So next on the list is Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash is down 6.92%. Last trade $1,766.50. And another probable precursors of strength, a consumption type bar. The market shot all the way down to a low of 1623, and the market was able to close around $1,800. So that is a sign that the market participants did not have to consume a lot of volume, a lot of selling today, because the volume is definitely a lot lighter than what occurred on yesterday as well. So with that being said, let's see where that support area for Bitcoin Cash is going to be. So the support area for Bitcoin Cash definitely can come to 1750, but ultimately it can come all the way back down to $1,700. That has been a major area of support for Bitcoin Cash. One of the things that is currently going on in Bitcoin Cash is stockpile, and the market is still turning over, which means the market is going to be moving lower, and it's going to find a support area around $1,750 or even $1,700, depending on how much volume is still being sold at this price area. We get a lot more volume, then it could come all the way down to $1,650, but the volume would be definitely a lot higher than this particular bar. But given the fact that Bitcoin Cash is still trying to maintain price, if it can succeed in buying all of the stockpile that is occurring at the moment, then Bitcoin Cash would definitely come back up to 1850 or even higher than that. It might even come all the way back up to 1950. But currently, right now, on the 3-hour bars, we're getting stockpile, which is a precursor of weakness. So definitely, even looking at the 1-hour bar, this is where that stockpile came in, and the market shot lower, and the market is still giving us weakness, and is right now towards an area of support for Bitcoin Cash. If it cannot hold, then it will be moving lower, and we have given you those price areas for Bitcoin Cash to be moving lower. But overall, the market is still giving us more precursors of strength than weakness. So on the trading day tomorrow, we're still looking for Bitcoin Cash to be moving higher. So next is going to be Ripple. So Ripple is down 6.68%. Last trade was around 73 cents, and the market did the same thing to Ripple. Just as with Bitcoin Cash, the market shot substantially lower on today, but the market participants was able to bring the market back to the middle of today's price spread, which tells us that the market still has a lot of selling and buyers in the market, and they both was warring between one another to try to win the battle. And today was just a wash, depending on, you guys can see the price bar for today. So now let's look at the 3-hour bars and see what we have. So definitely the market is just continuing to do its business, trading sideways right around 70 cents all the way back up to 82.5 cents. So that is what is occurring in Ripple at the moment. The market is definitely not making higher highs as the bars become completed, and that is definitely leaning more towards precursors of weakness. But another thing that's leaning towards precursors of strength is the fact that the volume is being reduced as the bars are being completed as time goes on, and that can mean two things: either the market's not interested in higher prices no more, or the market is not being hit with a lot of stockpile. So currently I need to move to another smaller time period. So looking at the 1-hour chart for Ripple, the market is definitely giving us lower highs. The market came all the way back up to and around 82 cents twice, and it came and bounced lower from there. And this particular bar, the market just came to 78. So that's another sign that resistance is around that area, and the market continues to move lower. And the market is expected to at least come to 72 cents in the near term, and hopefully that will be our support area. But if not, then Ripple can come all the way back down to 70 cents or even ultimately 68 cents again. And we're just not seeing any precursors of strength in Ripple at this time. So our analysis for them is to at least continue to trade sideways to lower. And if it comes back up to 80 cents, that's another possibility, but we're looking for them to at least move lower. So next is going to be Litecoin. So Litecoin is up 6.76% last trade, $293.58. And the market shot lower today early on in trading, but the market was able to overcome the selling and it was able to close above the close from yesterday, which is telling us that the interest in price at that area is still there. But we still have stockpile on today's bar. So the market runs a probability of moving lower, and we're expecting it to at least find that support around 290, just like it did now. And hopefully the market can bounce from there and move higher. But if not, that next area of support is $280. If not 280, the definite area of support is 260. But we're not necessarily seeing that at the moment. We're still looking for Litecoin to continue to move higher, and it's going to have to overcome all of this trading in order for them to at least come back to 310. Our analysis is for Litecoin to continue to move higher at the present time, but it is not necessarily ready to be moving higher at this time right now. So this is the 1 hour chart for Litecoin, and the market is definitely in a precursors of weakness mode, but like we said, it's around 290. If the market gives us a precursors of weakness around 290, then we're expecting them to at least come down to 280. Okay, at least $280. But if we continue to get strength in Litecoin at this area, then we're expecting them to at least come back to 300 and then eventually back up to $310. And at that right now, as I'm speaking, the market is trying to figure out which way it wants to go, and it looks like it wants to go higher at this present time, but we just don't have the confirmation on this bar. So now let's go to Dash. So Dash is down 2.85% last trade, $896.58. So another probable precursors of strength, consumption type bar. The volume is awfully lighter than the last 3 trading days, which is what you would like to see as the market moves lower. And the fact that the bar came and closed right here around the open and close from the previous 2 trading days, it closed above that, is also telling us that the market is still interested in higher prices at this time. And you guys can see that Dash is simply trading sideways over the last couple of 3 hour trading bars. 840 all the way back up to and around $920 is the trading range that Dash has been trading. And every time the market came back down to 840 or even 860, it bounced. And this last conclusion, this confirmation bar, is definitely telling us that Dash is interested in higher prices. So we're expecting them to be moving higher, and that first area is going to be around $910, in or around $910, but definitely it could come back up to $920 as well, given the amount of volume and where the bar closed on this bar. So our analysis for Dash for them to move higher. So next is going to be Neo. So Neo is down 3.73% last trade, $48.90. Again, another consumption type bar, which is a probable precursor of strength. The volume is definitely lighter than the last 2 days, telling us that a lot of stockpile has been bought up and there's not a lot of urgency to move price lower at this time in Neo. And you guys can see that the market has bought up all of the consumption, and we're still expecting Neo to be moving higher. The volume is not there for lower prices. This particular bar was definitely stockpile, but on the next bar, you guys can see that the volume is lighter and the bar closed towards the high of the bar. So that's why we're still expecting NEO to be moving higher, and that next area is going to be in or around $50. Okay, if we get a lot more volume to back this move higher, then expect it to at least come back up to 52 or even higher than that. But currently, as we're looking at this chart, the market is giving us precursors of strength. Now, if we do get some weakness in NEO, I'm gonna show you guys that as well. It could come back down to 46, but definitely ultimately it can come to $44, all dependent when the stockpile shows back up again, but at the moment it's not there. So now let's go to IOTA. So IOTA ended the day higher, up 6.53%. Last trade was $3.89. And just like with Dash, you guys can see that IOTA is trading within a range. $3.50 is the support area, and it looks like $4 or even $4.50 is the resistance area for IOTA. It is a good sign though to see that IOTA closed higher than the close from yesterday. And you guys can see that this is where the buyers came in the market, and it was able to push the price back all the way up to 420. And ever since then, we're beginning stockpile on these 3-hour bars, but the market is being reluctant into moving lower, especially past $3.70. So our analysis at this time is for IOTA to continue to move higher. $4 is going to be the first area for IOTA to come to, and then $4.20 eventually. But if we get a lot more interest in higher prices, $4.40 is definitely in the cards as well. So the last one is going to be Monero. So Monero is down 2.42% last trade, $308.85. And this is another consumption type bar, precursors of strength. The market was able to at least close towards the high of today's bar. Volume is also lighter than the last 3 days, which tells us that the interest in lower prices or the amount of selling has been dwindling over the last couple of trading days in Monero, which is also a good sign for them to continue to be moving higher. And the market's going to have to break through this $310 area in order for Monero to move higher, and it might not do that in the short term, but definitely long term we're expecting Monero to be moving higher. The market is definitely trying to maintain price around that $310 area. So moving into a smaller time frame, you guys can see that the market is getting hit with a lot of selling around $310 to $312. If the market cannot consume all of the selling that is currently happening in Monero, then expect Monero to move lower. And $304 will be that first area of support for Monero, but then ultimately you might come all the way back down to $300 or even $296 in the short term. Okay, might even come down to $292 if the market cannot buy up all of the stockpile that is coming around $310 and $312. That is what is occurring right now, is the amount of stockpile and selling that is in the market. And right now we're not seeing a lot of buyers trying to buy up all of this selling that is currently happening in Monero. So it might come down in the short term, but then definitely the market will recover. The buyers will take control and expect Monero to be moving higher. But as of this moment, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So before the market moves higher, we're definitely looking for them to move lower. And we told you that price area for Monero to find support, and there you guys should be finding a bounce and then expecting Monero to move higher from there. So that's all we have for today, December the 15th, 2015. Appreciate you guys all watching. Hopefully you guys are becoming more confident in your trading, seeing how you can read the markets without using any expensive software, without using indicators, without using moving averages, stochastics, MACDs, anything of that nature. You guys don't need none of it. All you need is price bars and the volume, because all those other indicators, if you guys really think about it, derive their function, their formula through the price bars and the volume. So you're just compounding a lot of confusion on your charts when you add those things to your chart. So we're here to show you that you don't need those things on your chart, and you also will become more profitable in your trading. Okay, so that's all we have for today, guys. Continue to watch these videos, stay profitable, and I will talk to you all later.